Okay, so now is the time when I ask the lads for their final thoughts on the match, starting with Tom.
Yeah, just a quick summary. Look, first and foremost, it's 5 points in Europe. Look, that's the main thing. It's after getting the four in La Rochelle and getting another 5 points. Um, Credit to Sale, they came with a game plan and they did test us, which is good. That's what we want. People are always complaining Leinster aren't tested, but they did, and I think Sanderson did a good job. There was some good individual performances on both sides. I mentioned Bedlow at 12 for Sale, a good game. I thought the two guys in the back row for Sale, I think it's Van Ryan and Dugdale, they like 20 tackles each, so they put themselves about, so they should be proud of their performances. I thought Baird and Doris had big games. Obviously, Josh got one of the match, but I think Baird and Doris had three turnovers. If it's 3 turnovers each, and Baird again showed like he did down in La Rochelle what a scourge he is on opposition lineout. Again, happy to talk with Joe McCarthy. His impact again, just as I said, I was standing behind him as he was coming on, and he's just mad keen to get on. That was, that's what you want to see. He just burst in the gut to get on. As Keane pointed out, yourselves pointed out, big downside was obviously Natai. I think he's had a great start to the season, and I suppose just finishing it off, one talking point maybe for me, just to look at Leinster going forward. When Nienbar was at South Africa, he used to talk about selecting squads on sort of impact plays per minute or impact plays. And it'd be interesting to see, does that factor into some of the decisions? We were wondering about Natai going to the wing, or not Natai coming on the centre and Ringrose going to the wing. Does he want to have players that are going to make this high impact per minute game plan? The likes of Quagga Smith is favoured in South Africa, or Dion Fury. So high work rate, making impacts, especially in defence and around the ruck. Does that factor into selection going forward? That's maybe why he went with Will Connors down in La Rochelle, a guy who puts himself about, is very busy. So again, it's just something to bookmark and just be interesting to see over the Christmas period in the Interpros and on into the two European games. Does that continue? We might see more of that, and because I presume if you're a coach of Nienbar's quality and you've won 2 World Cups and things work for you, well, the obvious thing is to implement him into your new job because they work for him. So, and he's got the personnel to try and make it work at Leinster. So, what I suppose what I'm saying is there might be sometimes like confusion over selection, as in, oh right, that doesn't make sense, but maybe he's looking at different. So it'd be exciting from a fan's point of view, and us guys who sort of pour over it to see if you can see more of that in the future. But yeah, look, 2 wins from 2, we're top of the log. That's all you want, really. That's all you want.
Yep, absolutely. And that Connors selection, you could maybe draw a line from that as well to the performance Josh put in on the night, because I mean he was really up for it. He was making a noose of himself at every ruck, and he almost brought that challenge from Hill on himself, because I mean Hill was definitely going after him and went way too far, like you said, in every sense. But yeah, no, it's good to see. It's good to see these kind of different kind of changes already in Leinster's play, and it's still getting the results. Keno.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a couple of things repeated here, but yeah, first and foremost, it's a credit to the Sharks. I'm probably guilty as much as anyone else of having written them off a bit on the back of having made 12 substitutions before they travelled. But they did not come to have their bellies tickled at all. They started really impressively. Early pressure, and they were good value for the lead all the way through that first 40 minutes, to be honest. They also finished really strongly, that proper grit and determination, the proper rugby team stuff, like fair play to them. They got a well-deserved standing clap going off. Some teams in Europe come to the RDS and they get a polite clap, but that was a proper clap. For us, it was a real cure tag, like it was good in parts. First half of it, though, was almost entirely bad. There was very little to recommend it, to be honest. But, it did show a bit of resilience to come back and get that championship minutes try at the end of the first half and then kick on from that in the second. Both teams had strong defences, also had lapses. Ours seemed to tighten up yet again in that second half. And Sale, they showed more vulnerabilities in their defence as they tired, and obviously when they were a man down as well. Our set piece execution was pretty good, especially in the line out in the maul on both sides. And you know, just had to capitalize on what opportunities we did get, especially in that third quarter. And that was kind of the difference between the two sides, as it turned out. Van der Fleer was excellent. He was really good value for his player of the match. Shout out as well, Ryan Baird, Cian Healy, Charlie Natai, all made significant contributions. The bench was massive. Starting to see, I think, the bench actually having more of a real, rather than seeing games out, seeing it have a real impact. And we're starting to see, I think, a little less spread on the introduction of players. I'd say that's going to continue as a trend now, as we go through the season. The continued issue with unforced errors is a concern. It's a small concern still. I think it probably is due to bedding in the new systems. It's just getting the tiny little 1% stuff at the end right. But we're starting to run out of road in this season now before Six Nations is on us before we know it. And right after that, it's the business end of the season already. So you need to get it pretty much sorted before then. You're going to lose a lot of your frontliners then for the Six Nations, and you're not going to have any time to fix it after it. So still, bonus point win is a bonus point win. Leinster did what they needed to do to put themselves in a good position now, claim a decent seating for the business end, and we'll probably never talk about this match ever again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the way the other results went in the pool this weekend, it does leave us top of the pool. We're tied on points with Leicester, but in the next round we've Stade at home while they have to go to La Rochelle. So it's a good position to be in. You know, it's pretty much we would have definitely taken it at the start of the season. So yeah, no, it's like you say, it's there's plenty to talk about, plenty to work on, but it's 5 points, and hopefully we won't have to talk about it much later in the season. Well, that's brilliant, lads. We're going to leave it there. Many thanks again to Tom and Keno for joining me. Hope you both have a great Christmas, and that we'll see you on the pod soon. Thanks, lads.
Thanks, Jeff.
Cheers, Keno. Cheers, Jeff.